Welcome to Pick a Better Snack. This curriculum was developed by the Iowa Nutrition Network to encourage students to eat more fruits and vegetables. Each lesson, we'll be learning about the importance of eating fruits and vegetables for our health. Before we get started with today's lesson, let's warm up with a short exercise to wake up our bodies. Today, we'll be doing butt kickers. In addition to the funny name, this exercise is a great way to warm up before doing physical activity. Similar to the high knee exercise, you'll be running in place and bringing the back of your foot, called the heel, up to your butt like you're trying to kick yourself. If you can't reach that high with your heel, that's okay as long as you're lifting your foot up higher than you would jogging in place. While doing this exercise, make sure to swing your arms back and forth like you would if you were running. If you have trouble doing this exercise, you can choose to instead do arm swings while seated. Get ready by standing up and finding a space in the room where you won't accidentally hit your neighbor or a desk with your arms or legs. We'll be doing the butt kicker exercise for 30 seconds, so make sure your body is relaxed and ready to move. Take this time to find a space and we'll be ready to go. Ready, set, and start. Three, 2, 1, and stop. Great job, everyone. Let's sit back down to get ready for today's lesson. Today's lesson is called Goal Setting. Today, students will learn about how to set healthy goals and ways to achieve them. As many of you may already know, goals are things we try to do because they are important to us. For example, a goal could be to make 3 baskets in a row in basketball, or get a perfect score on a math test. When creating goals, it's important to think about what we need to do to reach them. For the goal of getting a perfect score on a math test, steps that could get there would be studying more and practicing math questions. Setting goals is important because it often helps us accomplish something we want to do. Question time. What are some things you can do to be healthy? Share your thoughts with your neighbor. Pause the video here to allow time for answers. On the screen are just some of the ideas on how we can be healthy, such as eating fruits and vegetables, exercising daily, and reducing screen time, or the amount of time you spend looking at a screen like a phone or laptop. Activity time. My SMART goal. Today, students will learn how to set health goals of being more physically active and having less screen time using a method called SMART goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Using the SMART method, it makes it easier to set and achieve goals. Here's an example of how to use SMART goals to help you be healthier. Let's say you want to be more active but don't know where to start, like walking 30 minutes every day. This would be your specific goal. Then, think about if the goal is measurable or how you'll keep track of your progress towards your goal. So, to keep track of my walks, I could use a timer to check how long I walk each time, and a journal to check how many times I went for a walk. This way, I know how close I am to reaching the goal of walking 30 minutes every day. Next, think about if your specific goal is attainable or something I'm actually able to do. There are sidewalks around my neighborhood that can make it easier for me to go on walks. I have free time after school to have time to walk, and I have the support of friends and a dog that I can go on walks with. All these things make my goal more achievable. Now, identify if your specific goal is relevant or something that makes sense for me to do. I don't already walk a lot. Walking is easy and free to do, and I have no injuries in my leg which make walking difficult. So the goal of walking 30 minutes every day is relevant to me, unlike for someone who already walks a lot or can't walk because they broke their leg. Finally, think about how your goal is time-based or how you can use your time to achieve your goal. I could start off by going for 10-minute walks the first week. Then, every day I'll add 1 minute to my walks until I reach 30 minutes. By the end of 1 month, I should now be walking 30 minutes every day. As you can see, we were able to take a general idea of being more active and make it into a specific goal with specific ways of achieving it. Using this method, goal setting becomes much more achievable. Now that we learned about SMART goals, today students will set their own SMART goals by using the SMART Goal worksheet. On the worksheet, there are spaces for each of the 5 parts of the SMART Goals method. Think of a health goal you want to achieve and write it at the top, such as running in a race or reducing the amount of time you spend looking at a screen. Then, in each of the spaces, break down your goal into more specific pieces. For specific, I might do a 5K race and spend less time using my smartphone. For measurable, I might use a journal to keep track of how far I run and how often I use my phone. For attainable, I can already run a mile, I don't need to use my phone every day, and I had the time and space to run outside. For relevant, I already enjoy running, I spend too much time on Instagram and YouTube, and almost 4 hours every day I spend looking at my screen. And for time-based, I'll run a mile 3 days a week and add half a mile every week until I'm able to run 3 miles, or 5 kilometers, non-stop. I'll also make sure not to use my phone after 8 p.m. Limit myself to only 2 hours a day for Instagram and YouTube. I've now set myself some healthy SMART goals that I can start practicing. After you have completed your worksheet, write a short letter to a classmate talking about your SMART goal and how you plan on achieving it. Make sure to include all the parts of the SMART method in your letter. Then, exchange your letter with a classmate and read about their SMART goal. As you and your classmate try to achieve your personal health goals, check in with one another to see how they're doing. Talk about how you can help support one another achieve your goals. And when one or both of you get to your goal, make sure to celebrate your accomplishments. Alright, let's get started on the worksheet. Pause the video here to allow time for this activity. Thank you for joining us for today's lesson. See you next time.